Hi, how are you? I'm Jason Amos. I'm the head coach of the Western Sydney Rugby League Academy in the Bankstown Bulls. This is the first of a series of podcasts and videos that we're going to be doing to help promote junior rugby league in the Canterbury-Bankstown district. I'm really honoured today to have our first guest, John Khoury, the chairman of the Canterbury Bulldogs. And I'd like to thank him, first of all, for coming along and being a part of our show. Thanks, John.
It's a pleasure to be here, Jason. Thank you for having me.
Our honour. John, you've got a long association with junior rugby league. People don't really know a lot about your background in junior rugby league. Tell us a little bit about your history.
Yeah, look, as a 7, 8-year-old, I started playing at the Greenacre Grasshoppers, today known as the Greenacre Tigers, and then later on through change of schools, played for St John's Eagles. Both those clubs make up 2 out of 12 very healthy junior league clubs that go all the way from the edge of Liverpool, the Moorebank Rams, to the edge of the Earlwood area, being the St George Dragons. What I love about our junior league is it unites so many people that are from a socio-economically diverse, religiously diverse, and even, just such a diverse background of communities. And under the Bulldogs banner and the Junior League, we bring so many great people together.
And as you know, John, we started the Western Sydney Rugby League Academy, and yourself and the Canterbury Bulldogs have been very big supporters in helping us with that. We've found one of the things we've noticed over recent times is the growth and the passion back in the Bulldogs. I think you've said about changing and really making a positive influence of the Bulldogs, and we can see that every day. More kids wearing Bulldogs jerseys again, more parents turning up in Bulldogs jerseys again. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, look, it's very, as you know, Junior League's dear to my heart. I've got 2 young boys that still play Junior League today in the local area. I live locally. But for us, rugby league is a grassroots game. And if we're going to build future first grade players, and the Bulldogs Junior League has given the NRL many successful NRL players, both at the Bulldogs and some of our competing clubs. We obviously want to produce better future rugby league players that play for the Bulldogs, and going back and investing in community, in the schools, with the various community groups, not just the schools, not just the junior league clubs. It's about increasing participation. That participation also includes girls and ladies, whether it's players or volunteers. Just making it the sense of inclusiveness around community, families, and it all builds. And that's what we've done. Before COVID hit, we were up 500 participants on previous year. That equates to 14 teams. Now with obviously some changes on the board, and we like to call it a new beginning, we are going more aggressively back to our grassroots. We want to increase our participation by a further 1,000 players.
And I think that's quite evident in the time that we've been talking to you, but we've seen it. It's all well and good to hear that and hear people talk about it, but when you actually see that difference that it's creating, and even your coaching staff, the Bulldogs, the players at the Bulldogs, everybody is on board with that whole philosophy of getting into grassroots and making the grassroots grow, because that's the future of the Bulldogs, isn't it?
Yeah. One of the things we're trying to do is, whether we're recruiting new players or coaching staff, we're really trying to hire or recruit good people. So good people that can obviously be the best at what they do, whether it's coaching or the players themselves, but also good people outside of their day-to-day work or the day-to-day being a player. And I'll give you an example. So Trent Barrett, growing up, was a Bulldog supporter. And he nearly played for the Bulldogs. His brother played pathways of the Bulldogs. But Trent understands the value. So when we talk to Trent and say this is an area that is so diverse, but when the Bulldogs do well on and off the field, it brings so many good people together. What's refreshing for me is he actually buys into it. Some people will nod their heads. So once a week, Trent and the players will walk the streets of Burwood Road and share the love across the cafes and restaurants. The only challenge is not many of the local restaurants or cafes ever charge them, but they are buying into it. And when I come to them with a request to visit sporting academies or a school, they say, no worries, there's no hesitation.
Yep.
And that's really pleasing for me, someone who's come from the local community, played junior league, and seen our professionals buying into that.
Well, that's what we've seen too, and obviously when the club buys into that, the Bulldogs buy into that, it's great to actually have that happen because everybody in the community sees it. Now, that goes to the next step where one of the things that we've noticed with the Bulldogs now, there's a future plan. It's not just about getting it together now and trying to win a premiership now. It's all about future planning, and the future of the Bulldogs looks really strong.
Yeah, again, I'm going to keep coming back to Trent. What's really refreshing for me is people will often see me out pathway games or even just junior league games, and I'm eyeing out talent or just seeing how our future superstars are going. Trent will ring me and mention players by name and ask me how players, 18, 19-year-olds, are performing. He's already looking at the 3-5 year plan. Who's going to be a future first grader from our junior league, from our pathways? So it's a whole system from a top down. So yes, increasing participation is part of it, but having a pathway system and partnerships with sporting academies and schools so that we can bring those kids up to be future first graders.
And obviously that then translates into sponsorship as well. And this beautiful venue that we're in today, the Bankstown RSL, have been massive supporters of junior rugby league in the Canterbury-Bankstown district for quite some time. You know, we thank them, they're our major sponsors, but it's really important with what you're doing because that translates into sponsorship as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, for the first time in 4 years, us Bulldogs, with the player club sponsors, where people pick out a player and they sponsor that player, for the first time in 4 years, we sold all our player club sponsors before round one.
Yep.
Our shorts, our jersey was done 3 weeks before round one. So we actually got no vacancies on our main properties. It's all done. So people know the club is on the up. And again, what we're striving to be is what we call a top four in the metrics of community, sport, performance on the field, and business and community. So we've also launched what we call the Business Club, the Bulldogs Business Club.
Yep.
It's a business-to-business networking group. So rather than me just come to a sponsor and say, can I have your money because we're the Bulldogs, this is about saying now we want to introduce you to other like-minded companies where you can hopefully do business together. So again, it's about the long-term relationship so that if I respect you and look at how much value I can give to you through the Bulldogs, you will have no hesitation in saying, I believe in and want to partner with you now and into the future. And we think we're on the right track.
That's great. Well, there you go, everybody. I think you'll see that the future of the Bulldogs is very strong. We're very, very proud to be under the Bulldogs banner, and I think everyone out there needs to get to a Bulldogs game and see the difference now of what's happening on the field, because it's certainly happening off it. John, thanks very much for your time today.
Thanks, Jason. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks to the Bankstown RSL. We could not do this today without the support of the Bankstown RSL. This is the place to be. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers.